Now, we've looked at how we get data out of our program and display it on the screen with the cout statement. Most of the time, what we're going to need to do is get data from the keyboard, or we're going to read it from a data file or some other source. But right now, we'll look at from the keyboard. And I've created 3 variables, num, num2, and a string. And I've not given them a value. We'll look more at defining variables in a later video, but I've not given them a value here. I can get information input from the screen, or from the keyboard, I should say, with the cin command. And my piping symbol goes opposite from the way it goes with the cout. It's the 2 greater than signs. And now it's saying take that, send it to the variable, where the less than signs going to the left, we're saying take that data and send it into the cout command. Now we're saying take the information type from the keyboard and send it into this num variable. And if I run the program now, here in my console, all I see is a blinking cursor. What's all that about? If I were the user and just saw that blinking cursor, I'd be wondering what was going on. Well, it's actually sitting there waiting for me to put a number in. Now, I've not output that number after I entered it, but that's okay. This is bad programming. Anytime I've got a cin, I need, before that, a cout that tells me what to do. In this case, we'll say enter a number. And afterwards, let's go ahead and output it. And we'll put it along with the number entered is. And now it tells me, hey, enter a number. So I know it's asking for a number. And then I've output the number it asked for. So I've got a prompt telling me what to do. And you always want a prompt before your cins. And if I wanted to have it, let me enter, say, the floating point number. Have it ask for a real number, and then the cin for that. And we'll see out that. And we could do our formatting if we wanted. So it asks for a number, asks for a real number, and it outputs those values. We also had our string, ask for a name, and we'll see in the name, and we'll output it. And since I did that after the output for the numbers, we're outputting this information in sequence. It should ask for it afterwards. So now it's asking for the name. I'll enter Bill, and now it outputs the name entered is Bill. Let's run this again. And let me move this up so I've got more room. And I'm going to put Mary Smith in. Uh-oh, said the name entered was Mary. Now what's happening? Well, we have the ability with C++ on the CN to actually pipe multiple things, and that space separates. So when we did it with that CN for name and I hit a space, what the CN command was doing is thinking, oh, he's entering two different things, but I've only got one variable. So I could do the name that way. Well, I'm going to comment this out and say allows Now, I don't like that because it's not clear to the user what is being asked for. Well, I'm going to copy my C out here. Well, actually, let's just do it here. I'm going to comment out my CN. And instead of the CN, I'm going to do a get line. And I can say get line and what I want to enter. Now, I'm going to have a little issue in a minute. Notice that C line has put these ampersands. This is not part of the program, not something you type. C line is giving you a hint of how that information is coming in. And we'll talk about what the ampersands do later. I'm still going to have an issue when I run this. Uh-oh, it didn't pause and ask me for the name. It says enter a name, the name entered is, but it didn't pause. That's because of what we call a buffer. And when I did the get line, because I had done just CNs before, it's saying, well, I didn't know we ended that line before. So I have to tell it to clear out anything that may be in the keyboard buffer, even though there probably wasn't anything except an enter in it. Well, that enter was enough to mess me up. So before that, I want to do a get line, or I'm sorry, not a get line, a CN dot ignore, and give it a number of spaces to ignore. If I do 100, I know that's my buffer's not going to have 100 spaces in it. It may have one or two. And then I tell it that I also want to ignore the new line character, so do the \n, and again, C line tells me, hey, there was a number here, delim, short for delimiter, saying this is my end of line character in this case. Now when I run it, enter my number, enter my other number. Now it's stopped and asked me for the name. And it takes it with the spaces and all and puts it in that variable. So when you're using CNs and you're asking the user to enter strings, use the get line. And even if you've not done regular CNs before, it's not a bad plan to always do the CN dot ignore before your get line to make sure that buffer's clean. If you're enjoying these videos, please like and subscribe.